Imagine that you were in Sao Paulo, Brazil in the 17th century. You're a slave and you're working in a coffee yard. You're tired and you have blisters on your hands. Your master is telling you, go back and do it again. It's wrong.
What?
And your back has all these scars from getting whipped all those years. All of a sudden, on the other side, a sugar plantation goes on fire. Your master immediately runs over there. You look around and no one is supervising. You decide it's time to run away, to leave. You have nothing to lose. You start to run. You run without looking back. Your heart starts beating faster and faster. Your breath gets heavier. Next thing you know, you are jogging. Then you're walking. Then you stop and you're in the middle of nowhere. Where do you go from here? Well, I'll tell you where you will go. You will go to a community called quilombos. I'm sure all of us have heard how bad slaves were treated, but also how slaves resisted, for example, working slower, breaking tools, and even creating songs that had quotes to help a runaway slave get to their destination. I'm currently taking Latin American history, and one day my professor was talking about quilombos. It was really interesting to me, and I had to share it. So today I will talk about what quilombos are, what they did to keep their territory, and what quilombo communities are going through today. I will start off by talking about what quilombos are. Quilombos, also known as mocambo, were communities established by escaped slaves. Quilombos have been around since the 16th century. These communities were in dense jungles or remote mountain regions. Later, these escaped slaves will help provide shelter to indigenous people, Jews, and Arabs who experienced oppression during colonization. To get a better understanding of how quilombos started, we have to go back to the 16th century. During the 1500s, Europeans brought thousands of Africans to South America. According to culturesurvival.org, it is estimated that 40% of Africans imported to the Americas ended up in Brazil. When the Portuguese discovered new lands such as sugarcane, the increase for labor went up. The sugar mills used labor for enslaved Africans and local Indians. As sugar production resulted in good profit, they also started to see increasing incidents of enslaved Africans and Indians, laborers escaping from their control. Together, these escaped slaves started the quilombos. As quilombos started to expand, so did the fight to destroy them. But quilombos didn't give up easily. Quilombos became well known. One of the biggest quilombos were the Palmares. Their population was from 11,000 up to 30,000. According to diaspora.illinois.edu, in 1630, the Dutch invaded Brazil looking for sugar. They also tried to dominate the region of Pernambuco, Brazil. They acknowledged the danger of the settlement of Palmares, but despite all military effort, they were unable to destroy it. In return, the Palmares started to attack farms along the coast in order to obtain weapons, freed more slaves, and took revenge against the mill owners and overseers. Within the Palmares, a temporary slavery was imposed upon slaves who had been liberated from sugar plantations by quilombo raiders. Finally, Palmares were destroyed in 1695, but till this day there are quilombos that still stand. According to Gilead.org, 5 centuries after the emergence of the first quilombo, this organization still lives in different regions of Brazil. And according to UpsideDownWorld.org, the highest concentration is in Bahia, Mato Grosso, Goya, and also can be found in cities like Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. A survey by the government Foundation found 1,170 Redmond Quilombo communities, but Serpro estimates the total could surpass 3,000. People living in these communities are living in poverty. According to Lodeela.org, out of 2,197 officially recognized communities, only 207 hold land titles. In conclusion, today I talked about what quilombos are, what they had to do to keep territory, and what is it of them today.